Fungi and climate change. Hello, I'm Dan Bebber from the University of Exeter, and I'm going to give you a quick introduction on how climate change is affecting fungi and how that is affecting us. There is no doubt that global climate is changing, caused by human activities like burning fossil fuels and converting forests to agriculture. CO2 and other greenhouse gases have trapped more of the sun's energy in the Earth's system, warming the planet by more than 1 degree Celsius on average and causing dramatic shifts in weather patterns around the world. Scientists noticed that plants and animals were responding to these changes many years ago, mostly through migrations in their geographic ranges or changes in the seasonal timings of reproduction and growth. But the responses of fungi have gone largely unremarked until recently. A long-term record of fungal fruiting across southern England has shown that both mycorrhizal and decay or saprotrophic fungi are active for longer periods of the year. Some species are now fruiting in spring as well as autumn, showing that fungi are now active for most of the year due to warming. What about the fungi that we don't see? All those spores, yeasts and mycelia found in soils, plants, animals and even people. Recent research has shown that these are also responding to climate change, sometimes in troubling ways. Like all living things, fungi have ecological niches that describe their tolerances to environmental conditions and requirements for resources like energy and nutrients. Climate change is altering environmental conditions like temperature and moisture, and so fungi are responding accordingly. Temperature responses are like Goldilocks. Fungi like it just so, not too hot and not too cold. Processes like hyphal growth or spore germination happen fastest at an optimal temperature, which differs depending on the process and on the fungal species. Analyses of these temperature responses in relation to climate change have shown that fungal plant pathogens are likely to shift their global distributions to higher latitudes as the planet warms. The risk of fungal poisons or mycotoxins in food could also increase. Models of crop production have also predicted that crop yields will shift to higher latitudes. The finding that fungal pathogens will track their plant hosts suggests that any climate change benefits to agricultural production could be tempered by increased threats of disease. The wonderful array of microbial diversity of soils is being revealed by DNA metabarcoding, which identifies species from their DNA sequences. Global analyses of soil fungal diversity have shown that climate factors are the most important predictors of fungal species richness. In particular, the relative abundance of soil-borne plant pathogens has been shown to increase with temperature, an observation borne out by soil warming experiments. Water is another vital environmental factor for fungi. Most fungi thrive in damp conditions, and some fungi are very susceptible to drying. The spores of most rust fungi, for example, that attack plants, won't germinate unless there is a layer of liquid water on the leaf surface. A fascinating study from the Atacama Desert in Chile, the driest region on Earth, has shown that a brief spell of moisture some 15,000 years ago allowed a brief flourishing of vegetation. However, DNA analysis of fossilized rodent dung from that time has shown that the moisture also allowed plant pathogens to flourish. We can therefore expect that any changes in moisture due to climate change will bring an abundance of fungal activity with it. We are learning more about fungi and climate change, but there are many unanswered questions about how they will respond and evolve in future. Answers are urgently needed so we can understand the impacts on ecosystems, food production, and human health.